Hello, 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 thriving friends. Hi, hi, hi. Whew, welcome to another beautiful day, a new week, a new day, a new lesson to be learned. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Dr. Grace Kakari, but I go by Dr. G, and we meet every week talking about success, holistic wellness, anything that will help us thrive in our generation. This week, we are looking at reviewing and revising a life plan. This is part of a series we've been going through that will be ending next week. We've been pausing in the month of June to reflect on 2023 because in July, we start a new season, which is the second half of the year. And it's just left with 1 week. 1 week to start the second half of the year. Isn't that amazing? All right, friends, let's take a moment to settle in. I stream on multiple platforms, so I'm going to make sure that all the platforms are live. I'm going to make sure that you can see and everything is cool at your end. So let's take a moment as I look around. You also take a moment to invite your friends here. Let's see, where do we go? All right. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. When you get here, let us know where you are joining us from, and then we'll be happy to welcome you. So, say hello, hello, hello when you get here. Oh, where's my link? I got my link. I usually share the link with my friends and family, and then I wait for you to share yours as well. Beautiful. Okay, I think we are online. I think we are live. Please, when you join, do say hello. If you can hear me all right, that would be great. Let's see here. Let's see there. I think we are ready. We are ready. We are ready. All right, I'll just go ahead and get started. I'll close the chat so that I don't lose track. And I'll be back on StreamYard. There we go. Oh, beautiful. LinkedIn is working great. Isaac T is online. There are other thriving friends joining. That is wonderful. If you all can hear me, then that is good. That is good. So, like I said, this week we are going to continue with the June pause and reflect. And what are we reflecting on? We are reflecting on our life. We are reflecting on our decisions. We are reflecting on everything that we've said we would do. Some of us wrote them on paper, some of us did not. But whatever it is, moment. Oops, let me close this email. We don't want to be seeing stuff popping up. All right. So, whatever it is, we just don't want you to write it down and it's on a paper and nothing happens, right? And sometimes we get discouraged along the way when we've planned to do things and they are not turning out the way we wanted them to be. So, that is what we are doing this week, and we are looking at life plan. What is a life plan? Really, I just want to ask you, have you heard of a financial plan before? Have you heard of a career plan before? I bet you have. What about a travel plan or even a shopping plan, right? Or a shopping budget, a shopping list, something like that, like a document you have with you when you're going somewhere. Which of them are you familiar with? Does it ring any bell? Hmm. So, what is a life plan? A life plan, my friends, according to Brian Tracy is very well known in the field of personal development. He has several books related to goal setting, life planning, achieving your goals. He's been around for many, many years. May I say maybe 15 to 20 years? He's been around for that long. So he's really invested in this field. And he defines life planning as the process or a step by step manual to help you set and achieve your goals. But I love something that Dr. Miles Morrow, if you follow me for a while, you know I love Dr. Miles Morrow, his leadership, his books, his stuff, right? And Dr. Miles Morrow says a life plan or a plan is the art of capturing God's will for your life. Okay. So the art of capturing God's will for your life. It is the art of capturing what you want for life, what you desire to do. It's just a document. It's just the taking the time to write down. It's just like it's a nice name, life planning. It sounds so fantastic, but really, it's like going to the grocery store and knowing that you have $200 in your hands. You cannot afford to come home without the essentials, right? And then buy all the kinds of things that you don't need. You don't want to be distracted when you get in there. You have a plan, right? You have a plan. So you write things down, you go in there, at least you make sure that you've accomplished the main things, you buy the main things. And then when you have room and you have extra cash, you buy other things that you don't need but you want, right? There is a plan to shopping. In the same way, people have career plans. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve. They write it down so that they have something to focus on, something to look up to. Why can't we do the same for our lives? Do you have a life plan? Have you sat down to write your vision? What is the vision? The vision is the overall desire that you have for this life. If all things being equal, if everything was perfect, what do you envision your life to look like? How do you contribute to the society? And that is why I love Dr. Monroe's definition better. It's like capturing God's will for your life. You know, what is I don't even know what name I should use, but what desires do you have? You put that down. You may say that, oh, it's in my mind. I know. You will forget. And anything that is not written down may not be actualized. Okay. And then the purpose. Why do you want the things that you are envisioning? Okay, the vision looks wonderful. You want to be here, you want to do this, you want to achieve that. For what? What is the reason behind it? What is the motivation behind it? Any planning that is just self centered is not the best. Are you serving the society in any way? Are you serving the community in any way? Are you contributing to others in any way? Maybe you want to be the best inventor in the world. By inventing what? Is it something that will contribute to human life? Maybe it's taking us to Mars. I don't know. Maybe not, but it may be something as common as increasing food production, right? Because there is still hunger around the world. However, some parts of the world, they are really wasting food. So you are going to invent something that instead of the food being wasted here, we find a way of getting it to the other side of the world where there is no food at all. That is a great motivation for your life. So that is the purpose, and then the step by step goals to achieving them. Everything will not be perfect. You will not know how to do everything, but at least you write something down. You write something down. All right. You write something down. So that is a life goal. It's nothing so sophisticated. Sometimes it sounds overwhelmed. It's like I have to have a life plan. Wow, what exactly do I have to do? Do I have to do this? Do I no, just take a pen and a paper and write down the vision you have for life, why you have that vision, and how you think you can accomplish them. They may not end up going that same way, but that is fine. All right. And I think Isaac just shared with us, Isaac T, not Isaac K. Isaac T just shared with us the YouTube link for you to subscribe. That is where we put all the recordings. So we want to encourage you to subscribe. If you like what we do, support it. Why not? Right? Subscribe and share with others as well. And on any platform, you can find us at Thrive with Dog G. So please look for us. And yes, I know that my eyes are red. I know it's such a tiring day, but I showed up, right? I showed up because I have a plan. I have a vision to thrive with you. So I showed up. And I didn't even think of covering it with eyeglasses. See? We work hard and it shows. No shame there at all. So do you need a life plan? Do you need a life plan? I will ask you to think about this. Okay. You may say that I have it in my head. I know what I'm doing. I know where I want to go. But when you are building a house, Do you need a plan? Why don't you just say that I know the house I want, I know how I want it to look like. I'll just verbally describe it to the architect and that is it. We'll just start building. Can you anticipate the problem that can happen there? Have you seen some of those houses that are tilted the other way? And I've seen houses that have stairs that look reversed. It's like, what kind of engineer worked on this house, right? If you don't have a plan, that is what will happen. So think about it. What will happen if you build a house without a plan? What will happen if you go shopping without a plan, without a list? What will happen if you start a career without any focus, without any plan? So any job offer that comes your way, you accept and you are frustrated because you don't know where you are going in life, right? What will happen? So, how about your whole life? How about you as a person? Do you know where you are going? And as a holistic wellness advocate, I'll always guide you to use the wellness wheel. Do you remember what the wellness wheel is? I'll show you in a second. If you don't know where to look, because there are several ways people have their plans. People will plan based on maybe a few aspects of their life, family, work, finances. They'll choose a few. But if you don't know where to start from, this is an excellent place to start from. Look at the wellness wheel, okay, and have a plan related to these dimensions of wellness. So you can look at your spiritual wellness. What plan do you have for your spiritual wellness? What vision do you have for your spiritual wellness? And why? Why are you a Christian? Are you a Christian because everybody's a Christian? Or you are a Christian because you have seen the works of God? You have to know. If not, if anybody bring any kind of religion and preach it to you, it will sound appealing. Maybe you are not a Christian, but why are you whatever you are? Why are you practicing whatever spirituality you are practicing? You have to know why. All right, then you can talk about occupation, your physical health. Do you have a plan for how you want to look, how you want to feel? I believe that this body is the machine that will take us to the very end of our lives, right? We need this machine to function. So I will invest in my physical health, knowing very well that I want to feel good, I want to look good. And when I'm rich, I want to spend my money good. I don't want to be 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, and they are denying me of all the pleasures of this world. You can have ice cream with your grandchildren, you can even walk, you are stuck at home and all your money going to the doctor's office. That is not the life I want for myself. So I write it down. I see myself bold, strong, filled with energy, running around even in my old age. I am a symbol of wellness. I am a symbol of holistic wellness. So what about you? You may not resonate with what I am saying, but what can you resonate with? You have to write it down so that it guides you. Okay. So that if you're eating 5 slices of pizza, maybe you do three. I love pizza too. Right? Because you know that five is taking you to the direction where you didn't plan for. So that when you are adding so much sugar to your drink, you know that this will not necessarily take me there. Right? Have a plan. Uncle Sam, greetings. So doing a great job, Dr. G. Thank you, Uncle Sam. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, my dear friends, let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. What do we have? So, this is the wellness wheel. Please keep it and use it the best way you can to guide you. So, I love this quote I found online. It's not mine, and I love to share it with you. There are different variations of this quote out there. This one, I don't think everything is showing, but it says, if you don't have a plan, you become a part of someone else's plan. I've seen different variations of this quote, and what they are trying to just say is that if you don't have anything to guide you, you end up being part of what people have planned for their lives, right? So you find yourself jumping from jobs to job. You are not satisfied because you don't know what you are looking for. So I create something and I say, hey, I'm doing this. Come and join me. You probably jump and join me because what? I'm saying that I'm doing it. You don't know why I'm doing it. You don't know how that will benefit you. But your short term desires or your short term goal to get money, you just join it. We join companies that we don't have the same moral with. We don't have the same motivation. We don't have the same anything because we don't have life goals, life plans guiding us. So if you don't have a plan, you become a part of someone else's and you help that person achieve their goals and plans in life. So, how do you create a life plan? It's pretty simple. There is no magic way to it. I have a guest coming in. Hi. Yes, my baby. Somebody woke up. Oh. Mm-hmm. It's you. You are not somebody. Okay. Princess woke up. Okay. All right. We'll do what we can with it. All right. Okay, let's continue. It's part of life. There is no shame there also. All right. So, how do you create a life plan? This is also from Brian Tracy, and he says any system or blueprint for success is better than none at all. Think on paper. So Brian Tracy advocates for thinking on paper, and thinking of paper just means writing it down. Okay, just start with a list and know that you can always change it. It is yours. Right now you may think that something is your desire, something is your vision. Later, as you mature, as you grow, you realize that no, this is not the direction I necessarily want to go. Okay, or this is not the way that God has planned for me, or this is not the way that is satisfying to me. I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday, and I said, I most of the time do not know what I want, but at least from time to time, I know what I do not want. Okay. So, what I mean is that I have tried this. I realized that nope, this is not going well for me. This is not what I want. This is not in line with my purpose, with my goal. Maybe initially, before I got into it, I didn't know. But since I know, at least I have an idea of where I want to go in life. I have an idea of how I want to feel in life. I have an idea of how I want to contribute to life. I get to tell that no, this is not in line. I have to stay away from this. I have to change this. I have to add on this. I may not know everything. Everything. I don't know how 50 years from now will look like. I don't even know how 1 year from now will look like. How many of us knew that COVID-19 was coming? If you knew, then congratulations, you are probably a prophet. But most of us didn't know. Most of us didn't know how it was going to change our directions. Most of us didn't know how it was going to amend the kind of work we do, online work versus in person work. Most of us didn't know the food shortage that was coming. Most of us didn't know what we're going to do with our children. Most of us didn't know that we're going to lose friends and loved ones at the time that we did. So it means that we cannot always predict what happens in the future, but we cannot walk around innocently like nothing is going to happen. We cannot walk around going with the flow. That is not how life is meant to be. And Sewa says, having a purpose will guide you in planning. Yes, having a purpose will guide you in planning. So having a purpose, having a plan is important. Miss, won't you go and sleep? Nkoda, you just woke up. Oh, miss. Coffee me back. Hey, no, don't go and call him. That's even a bad idea. Okay. Call daddy. Call daddy. Aye. Why? Cause me a meeting. Okay, friends. Hey, Asababa. Okay, give me one moment. Mommy, bra. Okay. Okay, we'll handle it like that. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. We'll handle it like that, okay? So thanks for the comments. I'll quickly wrap up here because this young lady has decided to be our guest for today. Okay, so I'm going to share something that I was reading around and I found like it says a life plan is important to help you take control of your life and your future. In creating a life plan, you identify your values, what's important to you, and what you want in your life. Okay. So, how do you identify what is important to you? How do you know your values? How do you know what you want to be in life? You have to have something down. The only difference is that I'm asking you to write them down. Have a document. Have a document that you can modify from time to time. And as we are in June, pause and reflect. The most important thing for you to do is from time to time, just take a moment, review and revise. Okay. You've gone to work for a company for a while. Take a moment, review, and revise. Is this working? Is this where I want to be? Maybe that is not where you want to be. Maybe that is where you want to be. Wonderful. But you always have to pause and reflect. Pause and reflect. If something is not going well, if the desires have changed, if the visions have changed, go ahead and revise it. So, how do you write it? How do you write a life plan? That is where we got to before our guest came to visit us. She says she's not a guest, she's Emerald, right? Is that so? Hmm. First of all, you have to know what you want in life. We may not always know, but we always have some desires within us. We always have some goals within us. There is something that is pushing you. There is something that is causing you not to sleep. There is something that is causing you to wake up every single day. There is something you think about. It may be a little bit overwhelming. You feel like, oh, this is not something I can do. You may think, oh, this is not something that is meant for me. It sounds too good to be true. At least write it down. At least write that thing down. So that will be the first step. The first step is asking yourself, excuse me, 1 second, my screen just went off. Asking yourself the right kinds of questions, okay? Like what you want, um, in life. Hey, she's heavy. Oh. No jokes. This girl is really, really, really heavy. What inspires you? What gives you joy? Like I said, the things that keeps you awake. And then prioritize them. The second step will be to put them in priorities. So, what the things that you've come up with, which one is the most important to you? All right. And then why? First of all, we have the bigger vision, all the things that we want to see, and then we need to find the purpose. Why? Be guided by the holistic wellness wheel. So when it comes to family, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to physical health, when it comes to career, occupational health, right? And then you create a plan. There are several samples online that I wanted to share with you, but I'm not able to share my screen as I had planned. I was planning to share my screen and show you the samples rather than just talking through it. But I'm not able to share the screen as of now, so I'll just let it go and encourage you to just look it up, look it up, look it up. There are several samples out there on how to create a life plan. Miles Morrow also said something that I think is very, very important we keep in mind as believers, especially. He said, planning is the highest expression of faith in God. Planning is the highest expression of faith. Mamudo, faith in God. You know, if you are saying that you believe in God, if you are saying that you believe in the plans He has for your life, then write it down. Do something about it. It's the highest level of faith. I can't see it. I probably don't even believe it. It's too big for me. But this is my plan. This is how I want it to be done. Okay. Said if God tells you to do something, if you don't document it, a plan and plan to do it, you don't believe in it. If you believe in something, you plan for it. If I tell you that I'm going to take you out for lunch, you plan for the lunch date, right? You believe that I will follow through. You believe that I will really take you out for lunch. You will plan for it. Mm? Hi. Hey, heavy girl. I'm sorry. Yeah, you will plan for it. If you love somebody, right, and the person says, meet me at 5 p.m., even without adding any evidence that he or she will be there at 5 p.m. At 4:30, depending on the distance between where you are going, you start planning towards it to show up. There is a possibility that the person will not show up, but because you believe, you will prepare for it. If your boss tells you that I'm going to give you a promotion at the end of the year, you haven't seen the promotion yet, but you start planning towards it because you believe that it's going to happen. How about we do the same for our lives? Okay, let's write something down, let's document something where we are going in life. We shouldn't just be being part of other people's plans. We shouldn't just be swayed left and right, like we don't know what we are doing, like we have no direction in life. If you wouldn't do that for your house, for your dream house, if you wouldn't do that for groceries, as simple as groceries, you want your money to meet your needs, don't do that with your life. If you are an akan, you say that me farmer brabon to cha cha. It's like you won't play with your life. You have only one. Have a plan. Know where you want to go. I heard from somewhere, I'm not sure where. I've been reading a lot and listening to a lot of things, so I'm not even sure where this one is coming from. But it said, God do not bless intentions. Oh, I intend to do this. I intend to do that. I desire to do this. He blesses plans. Present your plan to Him. Like you write it down. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Present it. Maybe it's not in His will, it won't work out. But there is always a way. All right. All right, thriving friends. Don't gamble with your life. Men Farah Brabo and Tochacha. You see, the doctors are in the house. Doctor say, thank you. Thank you. Don't gamble with your life. Men Farah Brabo and Tochacha. Keep sharing your thoughts. Yeah, I love what Tony is also saying. Tony says, life is a serious thing, so planning is a must. I totally agree. I totally agree. That is why people get to the age 50, 60, they look back and they are so disappointed. That is not how they wanted their life to be. But was there a plan for it? Before you realize the end of the year is here, before you realize 2023 has ended, 2024 is here, then 2025, 2026. What is your plan? It is recommended that you have at least 5-year plan. If you leave it vague, like I don't know how old you are, but can you think of how ridiculous it would be to start planning for 50 years from now, 20 years from now? It's good to have the overall vision for the long term, but practically you can start from 5 years. Okay. So 5 years from now, how do you want to see yourself? Where do you want to be? So plan with 5 years. Plan for your career for the next 5 years. Plan for your family for the next 5 years. Plan for your finances for the next 5 years. Again, you can be guided by the wellness wheel. I love the wellness wheel because it just presents us with all the dimensions that we sometimes forget about. Okay, where is my wheel now? I want it to be big, but I can't see how I can make it big. Okay, that's my alarm. All right, so this is the wellness wheel once again. Okay. How do you want your finances to look like? We are encouraged to have a financial plan. If you want to be financially independent, have a financial plan. If you want to be this independent, do this. If you want to be this, do that for your life as well, my friends. Let's do that for our lives as well. All right, any questions, any contributions? That is where I'm going to end because my guest is actually going to pull my earring and there'll be no earring in my ear. Mm, is that what you're trying to do? She's smiling. You're a funny, funny, funny little girl. All right, friends. Let's see if I've missed any comment. I think we will continue next week. We'll continue to think through our lives. We'll continue to think through the goals. We'll continue to see how best we can prepare for the second half of the year. Share with me what you are taking away this week, and then we'll wrap up for the week. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I'm missing any comments. Sometimes not all of them come through to my stream yet. So let's see. Yes, thank you for joining Thriving Friends. I see Selwa, I see Dr. AC, I see Uncle Sam, I see Tony, I see Isaac. Let me go and see my Facebook people. Oh, we appreciate you all. I hope and I hope and I hope that you will make a financial plan if you haven't already. And if you have one, you go and revise it. You go and review first and then revise. Okay. It is not anything sophisticated, it's just a document that is going to guide your life. Have a plan and then let it guide your life. Thriving friends. Any other comments? I can't see you. Let's see. Um, Hey, Mama, you are shaking my screen. Thriving friends, you see what this girl is doing to me? You see what this baby is doing to me? Are you a baby?
No.
Oh, you are not a baby. So what are you? Mm? All right. I'm struggling with this heavy human being and navigating through this thing. Okay, so the key points, Uncle Sam, thank you so much for sharing. We are wrapping up here. Uncle Sam says, hey, you've taken off your thing too. I see. Uncle Sam says having a plan is key. I totally agree, sir. And Dr. Eze said, any difference between expectations in a plan and hopes in a plan? Expectations in a plan and hopes in a plan. I mean, I would want to believe that. Let me do a quick search. I want to believe that this is just a choice of language. Expectations, what you are expecting to happen in a plan, and what you are hoping to happen in a plan. I mean, hope can sometimes have no plan with it. Like, I'm hoping for this, I'm hoping for that. I'm expecting this, I'm expecting that. Expectation feels to me, and this may not be accurate. I would love to hear what others have to say too. Expectations feels more to me like you have a vision, right? You have something in front of you, and we're expecting this from it. Like you have something to hold on to. There is an evidence or there is something guiding that expectation. Why would you expect something if you don't know anything about it? It's not just a random wish. I'm wishing for this, I'm wishing for that. But also, it could just be English language, like choice of English language. Let me see something. Let me do a quick search and see. But, Doc, I'm not sure. Oh, Uncle Sam says it comes down to action and implementation.
Mommy.
Yes, madam. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Mommy.
Yes, my dear. Doctor, so what are you thinking when it comes to expectations and hopes? I'm not sure myself. I don't know. Friends, share with us. I'm trying to look it up. I'm asking Mr. Google what's the difference between expectations and hope. Oh, young lady, please leave my thing alone. Oh, okay, Mr. Google. According to Mr. Google says the main difference between expect and hope is that expectations usually depend on someone, whilst hope do not. Expectations and hopes are beliefs or wishes about the future. An expectation is a strong belief in the future, while hope is a feeling of optimism or wish for something to happen. Yeah. So expectation depends on someone. Like I said, I think I wasn't too far off. There is something you are looking forward to. You have an evidence somewhere, and hope is more towards the wish side, a feeling. I hope this happens. I feel this will happen. But I would love to hear what others have to say. Any input on that difference between expectations and hope? All right, thank you so much. This is the question we are looking at when it comes to our plans. But I would believe that if you have something drafted down, you can, and you have a plan for it, you can have some kind of expectation for how it will be done rather than just hoping. Our doctor says the Bible talks about hope not failing us. Hey, Bible scholars, where are you? Where is our software and also for mommy? Find them for me. Oh. Let's not scatter things. All right. Let's see, any other input? I couldn't share my screen to share with you the step by step guide, like I said, like how to make a plan. But there are several resources out there, and there are several samples out there. I have multiple things opened on my screen, so I'm going to read through one of them. One, this one is coming from. Oh, I think I mentioned in the beginning that Brian Tracy has a lot of resources. Let me remove this one and show you something. He has a lot of resources when it comes to life planning, when it comes to life goals. So please do check him out on YouTube. He has a lot of free resources. So that could be the first place to start from. And he also has a step-by-step guide. But I love this one too. That come yes, ma'am.
I need the phone.
Oh mama.
I need the phone. That one.
You want that one on my screen?
Yeah.
I just put here a link, and this link is one of the simplest I found online. Okay, I'll just read through. It's coming from WikiHow. So they usually simplify things, how to do this. Yes, miss.
Can you see that prophetic position?
Okay, Bobby, one minute. Why? Why? Mhm. So this one talks about how to make a life plan in pictures. Okay, so if you haven't done this before, that would be great. So the first step they give is determine your priorities. And then the second step is think about the role that you want to play in your future. And the third one, consider the reason you play or want to play these roles. And then the fourth one is write down the priorities. The fifth one is think about your physical, emotional, and financial needs. You see how they have just selected three out of the wellness wheel, but I feel like we can kind of look at all the eight dimensions. So please look it up and plan with that. So the first big thing is determining your priorities. The second big thing is creating your goal. The third big thing is writing your plan. The fourth big thing is taking action. Okay, but under each of them, they have pictures describing step by step what you can do. So I will just leave it there and then give you the opportunity to explore and create a plan that works for you and your life. Okay, thriving friends. Any more questions, any more contributions before we jump off for today? We will definitely continue next week, and I'll see if by God's grace I'll be able to share the screen, or I'll have a backup option so that if I'm not able to share, I can at least show you somehow. All right, friends. Yes, miss. Mm. I still have my guest here, and I think we have to get ready for school. So we don't go to school.
No.
Why?
I think you're going to the Walmart.
We should go to Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't go to school. We are not going to school. We are going to Walmart. Okay. No, don't mind her. We are going to school. All right. So God be with you. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for always being there, joining me on a weekly basis. We appreciate you. We love you. We are going to get ready for the day. We hope you get ready too. And please, please don't forget to thrive. And in everything you do, thrive holistically. Okay? Think about all the dimensions of your life and grow in that area. I'll see you same time next week. Bye.